Hello, everybody. We are here again in Kyiv, Ukraine, with Pastor Sunday, and I have Pastor Lan from Chicago and Pastor Paul from England. In the last program, Pastor Paul, you said you came here a few times, but until you came for the training, not just to see the spectacle, the demonstration of the church or the size, but what happened?
Well, because I've been coming the first time I came, the second time, the third time, then I say, no, there should be something different. Because to get such a result, there must be secrets. There should be something. There should be a secret behind the result. Then in April, I said, no, my wife, you go for the spectacle, but I'm not going for the spectacle. I want to do for the real things. Then in July, we have the training. Because she spoke to me that there's a training is going on when Pastor really is teaching. I said, I have to go for it. When I came in July, I look everything you expose really, how the life behind the scene, how you live your life, how everything you go through it. I say, my God, now I've got the secret. When I went back to England, I said, Madam, this is what we are starting with. I said, we don't need to pray to hear for God. To say that now I'm sending you. I said, no. I said, God is already in us. As long as we have the mind of Christ, that means that everything we do is for God, for His glory. We began to pray with my wife. We went to the park. I said, God, I catch again another message you preach that you have to attend to the list. That's where you start from. Those are the least one. I said, God, show me the list. I mean, living in that city, but I didn't see the least people. But the moment we began to pray, we went to the park. I saw the homeless people. I saw the drug addict. We went to them. I began to share with them. We began to take care of them on their own. With their own feet, they come to the church.
You don't use bus to collect them, right?
No buses, no car. I just tell them that, listen, there are more. We meet in this place if you can come. I was surprised to see all of them white people. Easy. I understood your book, Pastoring Without Chairs. I read that book 3 times, but I could not get it. But now I understand how you can pastor without chairs. People, they begin to come. Not only feeding them, I begin to talk to them about the principle of the kingdom. They are responding. That's just the part one. The second part, now, one of them, because I begin to teach, we are only few of us. I begin to teach them that, listen, I'm not here to build the church. I don't even want you to be around me. I want you to be free. Whatever you can do, go and do it. One of the sisters went, he said, there's a shelter house there. I said, go ahead. We went to the shelter house. We talked to the authority. He said, there are some churches that came here, we did not allow them to come. I said, we are not a church. We just want to minister to your people. They said, go ahead. We entered there. Since July, every Saturday, we have access to that place. But as we go there, we feed them, we minister to them, they are coming to the church. Not black people, white people. White English.
White English?
White English.
Are you serious?
They are coming to we just started in July.
Are you serious?
We moved from there. We found another community hall where we're organizing a social event. So what we do on that evening, we project film, Christian film, concert, things like that. The youth themselves, they are coming. They'll sit down, they watch. At the end, we minister to them one-to-one. And the next Sunday, they say, where do you meet? We say, we meet in the church. So they are coming to the church. I think we started just in July, but look at how they are coming. It's because when I came in July, I discovered the principle.
Is that why you came again? Because
That's why
you had the training already in July.
I'm coming again. I will continue to come because you see, when I came in July, we're different. But this time around, something new again. So anytime I come, I see something different. So it becomes a source of life. So that's what I'm tapping for. That's what I'm getting it for. And that's what I really advise to anyone that come. I brought another sister came again because now she moved from London. She said she had been in London for over 15 years in the church. But when she came to my place in Hillsview where we are, she said for the first time she had discovered a church.
Are you serious?
Yes. She said the happiness she has in her heart, she had never had such before. I said, but you were in the big church. She said she was in the big church, but she was never satisfied in her heart. But now she's happy. I said, you are free to do whatever the Lord put in your heart. Go do it. Don't wait for me. She's so free. She goes. She has many programs. She attending to the community. And she said, everywhere you go, I say, it's in Ukraine. So let us go together. So we keep on going because we keep on tapping from the source.
Now, again, people, you just started in July, and this kind of result, overwhelming.
Yeah. And there's more to come, Pastor. There's more, because God opened the door. We met one guy who works in the council, in the city council. When we met him, he said, "This is what you are doing?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Listen, anything you want to do, just come to my door." He said, "There are a lot of youth who have programs here. I say, just come to me. I give you the go ahead to do it."
Is that a new understanding of church? Why do you compare that to the traditional understanding of church? The way you knew it, the way we all knew. Is that a new understanding? Is that a new concept?
Yeah, it's a new concept. It's the biblical concept, but somehow I think the church has missed it. The church has missed it. The church as I knew it, but just learning from you, I began to understand the real deal. It's a new concept of church. Mainly people think of church as, some people think of it as a social gathering where people come, get to know each other. Some think of it as a business institution, especially pastors, where you get as many people to come and then they give their offerings and the pastor is successful. Some people see it as a place where people's individual needs are just supposed to be met.
I see, yeah.
But the concept, the real concept, which is the one that you've taught us and we have seen the model in the Ukraine, that the church is actually supposed to be a gift to the community and to the nation. The church is supposed to be in motion, fulfilling the Great Commission. The kingdom is different, but the kingdom finds its launch within the church, and the people carry the kingdom into the society.
I see.
So the church is the greatest invention, that exists. The Lord Jesus Christ said, "I'll build my church; the gates of hell will not prevail." The way we've done church before, it's the gates of the church, that the devil has been bombarding, because we're all in there singing, praising God and doing church. But really, church is supposed to be out, being the one bombarding the gates of hell, and the gates of hell not prevailing. So it was a total paradigm shift for me. It was, rather than an inward focus, it became an outward focus. Rather than just an individual thing, it became building up people so that they can go into the sphere of influence from which they actually belong and they come out from, and take the kingdom in there. And then, so someone who is for example, there was someone that was working in Microsoft in the church. When you came, and he went into the place and became a pastor. They became one of the top. I said pastor because that's what we call them. Social pastor. Mm-hmm. And then he became one of the top people in Microsoft. That even Microsoft right now supports the work that we do in the community. They send tens of thousands of dollars to us to support what we're doing in the community through this individual. And several other people like that worked in TV stations, people that work, in pharmaceutical companies and all that, and then people that work in schools too, taking the gospel in the educational realm. So it's a total shift. And I believe that is something that everybody, every pastor and every believer needs to get. We need to experience that shift. And the book Church Shift, it's a good starting point. And then, of course, coming to see the real thing, coming to see what is going on in Ukraine, it's just an experience that you can never get in a book. You can't even get it by watching a video. You just need to see it. Because something happens to you, because you actually see a working model that has, everything in it that you can learn from, and that you can also reproduce principles, applying it to the context of where you are. So I want to encourage anyone that is listening to this to make it a point of duty to come.
Now, but you people should think in this in the term that the people who are listening to you, they are people who only have the mindset of the regular church. So what you are trying to describe to them doesn't make a meaning. It doesn't come together.
That's why they need to see it. Because sometimes you can describe something and you describe it with all passion, but people still will not get it. Even when I used to come, like the first time I came to the Ukraine and I went down to Chicago and I was telling everybody, this is what happened. I was at a loss of words. I didn't know how to describe it.
You came alone that time?
I came alone that time, the first time. So I learned. So the next time I came, I got all the DVDs. So I showed them. That was a good start. They saw the DVDs and everything. The next time I brought them. But when I brought them, they saw the rehabilitation center, they saw the services, they saw everything. Then I had less word to say, because just being able to see it, they were able to know what we're talking about. And I think that, you know, it would be very helpful for anyone, you know, who can.
Okay, how will you people compare what you have seen, the church in Ukraine, how the church functions here, what the church you have seen in Ukraine, to regular, successful mega church? Because unfortunately, I decided now not to travel anymore, because when people invite me, they want to invite me as a mega church pastor. Oh, that's the pastor of the big church in Europe. Because is that the main thing you say here? Is that or a major shift, no, different between the mega church or just big church and what you say in Ukraine?
Well, the difference I've seen here is the traditional church is we have a pastor. It's more like self-glorification. I am the pastor, so you are here a member. So the more I gather member, the more I have the glory, the more I'm successful. But in Ukraine, it's different. Is that people come, you impact them to discover what they have been created for.
It's for them.
It's for them. So that they cannot stay in the church, but they go and minister outside. So the church is more or less.
So they are not building my vision. I am building their vision.
You are helping them to discover their vision, so that they can. That's what God brought you for. God brought you to help them to discover who they have been created for. So then they go out to do their ministry. But the traditional church is my vision. You come to help me. To help me, so I'm the one, the big man in the center. It should be the opposite. That I am the servant. Jesus said we have to be the servant. I serve you. I'm sure, you know, the glory of a father is when you see your children successful. A good father is the father when your children are higher than you. They do. That's why Jesus said that you do greater things more than I do. So Jesus is having that way. So that should be the mindset of every pastor, that when people come to my church, I want them to be more successful than me. Don't sit here, go out. Go and do this. Then the more they are successful, I am successful. So that's what I see here. You are successful people, your people are successful. They are the one who are doing the job, and you are just directing them what to do. So that's the difference in the church. So that's what I think, the new vision, that what we have to do if we want to win the world for Christ.
Any other thing that you would like to underline?
I think the general traditional normal church is usually a one-man show. There is a man who has received a vision, and then people come in to help him fulfill his vision. And that goes on, and after a while, I believe it gets to a point where there's not really, why is church going on? Because people keep repeating the same thing. You come to church, you give offering, and then you keep, just keep doing the same thing over and over again. But the difference that I've seen is this. The church, the embassy of God, the church in Kiev, it's not a one-man vision. It's actually a man who has a vision from God to help other people build their visions. One of the first experiences I had when I came to Kiev was talking to the members themselves. And one person told me of how she went to Iraq or Iran, just went there, got into the place because she believed that that's what God was calling her to do, to test out the place. Other individuals, who just start things out, things happening spontaneously. People see a vision for their lives and they give themselves fully to it. So it's totally different, because it's more like many, rather than just one Pastor Sunday doing something, it's many Pastor Sundays all over the community doing things and using the same anointing as applied to their area of influence. And that is something that I have not seen in the traditional church.